Hey everybody, this is Nicholas Rogers. I'm back with a review of the CZ457 ProVarmint chambered in .22 long rifle. This is absolutely one of my most favorite firearms that I own, and I'll explain to you why. So also today I just want to let you know I'm trying out some new editing software to put in some photos and videos of me actually at the range with this and what it's capable of doing. But the CZ457 ProVarmint has found a place in my heart because of its accuracy and how it's easy to shoot almost any ammo that I can put into it. So let's get started. So it has I believe an 18-inch heavy bull barrel for a .22 long rifle. It is threaded, and I actually do have a Chaos Gear Supply can that is in NFA tax stamp jail right now that'll eventually be broken out here soon in the next couple of months. Been waiting almost a year since May. And then it has this beautiful CZ bolt action that's just, it's so smooth. I mean, so smooth. Short throw on the bolt when it comes up. Makes it very easy to cycle. No cycling issues at all. It has a detachable magazine. It has this Boyd's laminate black, almost like rhino line stock that it comes with. Very, very great put together stock and also rifle. It just all fits together. Adjustable trigger from CZ, and which I did reduce to the lowest weight possible, and I also got rid of as much over travel and creep as possible as well. And I mean, this thing, it just, you get your finger on there, take a couple deep breaths, hold it, just apply some pressure, no creep, boom, goes. And that has played well with this USO Optics 3-12 scope that I have on top, because I take this to the range, 50 yards, and we're talking tiny groups, tiny groups, and five shot groups, and we're I mean, almost one hole. Sometimes it is one hole. You can see I was trying out different ammunition on this one. It likes some, doesn't like others. It didn't like the mini mags. It does not like Aguila, but it shoots them all well. Some of them it shoots better than the others, and I have some footage and some photos from the last time that I was at the range last weekend. I have the Federal Blue box here in front of me just because this is a great box to put through this if you're out in the woods just plinking around, or you're just shooting cans or steel targets. Very easy to shoot. I have the Ely Match here. I thought it would like the Ely more from the videos that I saw. It shot well with the Ely, but not as well as I was hoping. And then we have the Aguila. It just didn't really care for this at all. But this RWS Rifle Match, this stuff is what this rifle loves. And luckily for me, the place that I found this, I went to a shooting range and I brought my ammo and I saw this stuff up on the shelf and I said, you know what, let me get some of this ammo, right? And I took it into the range, didn't think anything about it, and started shooting my ammo, and then I bust out this stuff, and all of a sudden I noticed, man, those are some really tight groups. So I was like, okay, let me put a little bit more effort, you know, do controlled breathing, stuff like that. I'm like, wow, these are some really tight groups. And I remember like the first outing with this RWS, I was able to shoot, goodness, I think like a 0.7 MOA group at 50 yards. So we're looking at like 0.35 of an inch, or a little over 0.35 at 50 yards. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. So I went, after I was done shooting, I went out into the store of the shooting range and I picked up as many boxes as I could. I think I picked up like 23 boxes of this. And granted, this was in the middle of the ammo pandemic, we'll just call it that, which we're kind of still in, but it's gotten a lot better. At least you can find it now. And it wasn't a pretty penny, or it was a pretty penny to get all this, but luckily it was the same lot. And last weekend I took this rifle out and all I did was shoot this RWS, and I actually sighted the rifle in for this RWS. And as you'll see in some photos here, I shot a 0.26 of an inch group at 50 yards with 5 rounds, dead center bullseye, which came out to a .508 MOA. So I was able to shoot a half MOA with the CZ 457 ProVarmint factory rifle in 22 at 50 yards with some factory max ammunition. And I'm so happy about that because honestly, the error that's in the rifle is from myself. When I shoot this, and now that it's dialed in, I actually have to, if I'm doing bench shooting, I have to actually get in between heartbeats because that's how accurate this is. Wherever the crosshair is, I know that that's where the bullet's going to go. Now, I will say, out of probably the 150 rounds that I've shot of this RWS match, I haven't had any like fail to fires or anything like that. But I did have one round that as soon as I pulled the trigger, I was like, that was less pressure than what it normally is loaded with. And it did. It shot about, at about 50 yards, it shot about an inch and a half lower than the other 4 rounds that grouped together on dead center. So 1 out of 150 with 22 ammo, if I'm only having like 1 light load, I am happy, especially with the accuracy that I see with the rest of this ammo. And I just love this rifle. I love the scope. It's a great combination. Once again, it's the CZ 457 ProVarmint. I think I picked it up for around $600. It is heavy. This is a heavy laminate stock from Boyd's, but it helps with the accuracy, and it's considered a training rifle. So it's supposed to be heavy and feel like an actual bolt-action, center-fire, big-bore, big-game rifle to get you ready. And you'll see in the videos that I post, the reason why I love this is because I was actually shooting my B14 Wilderness Bagara at the range, and in between letting the barrel cool on that one, I was shooting this rifle. So it's a great training rifle, and it actually helps with my trigger, you know, and mental and breathing patterns, because that way, if I start to get a little trigger shy shooting the big calibers and whatnot, and some of you might think the 6.5 isn't a big caliber, but it's a lot bigger than a 22, right? But if you have to just that micro flinch where your eye might twitch or something as soon as you pull the trigger, or maybe you jump a little bit, it's good to get behind a 22 because you can really work out those technicalities that are giving you bad habits for big game hunting. All right, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hope the videos and the pictures posted to this, and see you next time.